This is the second part to direct proportions. Over here, right, in this section, we will see more questions that are similar to exam questions that are found in the prelim papers and the O-level paper. You would expect more methods that are seen or more working that doesn't seem to be similar to the first part of the direct proportion slides. So the first question is like this. It reads, y is directly proportional to x squared for all positive values of y. We can use the equation from what we learned earlier, y is equals to kx squared. Then the second part of the question says that the difference between the values of y when x equals to 1 and x equals to 3 is 32. So I can call this case 1 and I can call this case 2. So you can say that when x equals to 1, y is equals to k times 1 square equals to k. Then when x equals to 3, right? So y would be k3 square equals to 9k. So when they say the difference in value is 32, so we can use case 1 subtract case 2 or case 2 minus subtract case 1. So what we do is we take the larger value of y, subtract smaller value of y. So in this case, I would use 9k, the case 2 minus case 1, so 9k minus k. Then they say it is 32. So 9k minus k is 32. So 8k is 32. K is 4. So the expression, it will be determining this, right, will be like that. So then the third part here, this line says that find the value of y when x equals to 12. So when x equals to 12, what I do is I will substitute this into x. So 4 times 12 squared. And let me get the calculator. Then it's 576. So what you should do is to just follow instructions of the question and then use y equals to kx, y equals to kx squared, or some other relation as instructed by the question. This second question is about percentage. So it's slightly different from the first type. Then we look at the first sentence. They say P is directly proportional to the square of Q. So you should look at this. P is directly proportional to the square of Q. Then they say when Q increases by 200%, then find the percentage increase of P. So let's talk about PO. That means the first case. So it will be when Q is the normal Q, so it's KQ squared. Then over here, let's do some side working. So we know that 100% is Q. So 200% is 2Q, because we multiply by 2 here, we multiply by 2 here. So that means the new value of Q new value, right, will be, in Q is increased by 200%, that means it's Q plus 2Q is 3Q. So then the P new, right, will be when Q is 3Q. So K 3Q. So that means this will be 9KQ squared. So you can see PO and P new. Then they say find percentage increase of P. So in order to find this, that means you will have to find the increase in P divided by the OP times 100%. So the increase in P will be just the new P minus the OP. So it's 9KQ squared minus KQ squared over OP, which is KQ squared times 100. So it gives me, then I can cancel out the K and the Q squared. So I get 800%. So in this case, we will follow the instructions again. Then the first sentence says that y is directly proportional to x cubed. So you say y equals to this. Then they say when y equals to 48, then that's for a particular value of x. Then when x is half, then there's another value. So this is the old value of x, and then this is the new value of x. So I call the old x is like that, then the new x is like this. So in this case, x old will be x value. So when y is 48, then kx cubed, then the x is the old value, like this. So it's 48 is equals to kx cubed. Then from here, we can find that the constant is actually 48 over x cubed. So we take note that this k is this. Then they say that when x is halved, so x new is half of x. So when that happens, then y would be k, x value is half of it, so I do this, and then this is equals to k, you know k is 48 over x cubed. Then this will give me 1 over 8x cubed. So once we get this, we can take out the common factor, we can cancel out the x cubed. Then 8 and 48 can cancel, so you get 6. So the new y value is actually 6. The question 10 is the kind of question where you get a problem sum. So they feed you with a lot of information, and at the same time you will need to be able to digest what the info that is given to you. So let's read, and then we see what we can do with the question. Okay, so they say when a print job is received, an industrial printer requires 5 minutes to warm up before the printer can start printing. So the number of prints produced, so let's call number of prints N, capital N. The number of prints produced by the printer is directly proportional to the number of hours. So I call this number of hours T. So N is number of prints, then T is time. So when they say that number of prints is directly proportional to time, so we get this. So we have this relationship that is here. So let me just put it in red. So from here, then they say, given that 450 prints are produced in 1.75 hours. So then we have to remember we have, for every print, right, we need 5 minutes of starting time. So let's sort out the info here. So when N is 450, T is actually 1.75 hours minus of 5 minutes. This is the information given in the question. So in this case, right, then if I put it back, I put this back into here, then 450 will be equals to k times 5 over 3, then k is 270. So the governing equation is actually n equals to 270t. So that's one. Then after that, you will see find the number of prints produced in 3.3 hours from the time the printer receives a job. So now come over here, and then they say now time is actually, we have to take into consideration of the 5 minutes. So t, it will be 3.3 hours minus of that 5 minutes. So this gives me 193 over 60 hours. Then for this, then they ask for n. What is n? So you take this t value, put it into the equation. So n is equals to 270 times 193 over 60 equals to 868.5 prints. So this is how you use the y equals to kx, the direct proportion equation, to do a problem sum like this.